we're at Ibis Bakery in Lenexa, Kansas. We're going to get into the kitchen with the amazing team behind these breads and pastries.
I started getting into baking actually through coffee. My brother-in-law started a coffee roasting company out on the West Coast, and we had some friends that were baking really great bread out there. My wife and I were actually going to move out there, but we decided that it was too expensive, so we moved to Kansas City, and I was into cooking, so I started the bread piece of it, kind of like not intending to do it as a career, and just fell in love with it. What I love about bread is there's like a fresh start every day. So you get to go through kind of an extensive process, and then you can change it the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. So it's always new, but you're repeating the same things. So Ibis officially started like 3.5 years ago. I was baking just like 4 loaves of bread a day, and people just got excited about it, which led us to expand, install an oven and a table, and then we've kind of just progressed from there. One of our philosophies at Ibis is like long fermentation using organic ingredients, and then we believe that that long fermentation yields a lot of flavor in the end product. We really focused hard on our bread program with those philosophies in mind, and then I've always had this urge to like do pastries, and we took that same long fermentation philosophy and applied it to our pastry program. Our bread is different from commercial loaves. It's all done by hand. You're sort of coaxing this dough to become a loaf. You're not like throwing all this stuff and making it just fill with air and then bake it. That's how a lot of commercial bread is made. You have no acid, lots of yeast that just gets that volume, but there's no health benefits, and it just lacks a lot of flavor. A lot of commercial bread has additional things like iron and all these different sugars that go into the bread, and ours is just flour, water, salt. At Ibis, we blend our flours for all of our doughs. We do it because the grain that we get isn't always the same, but we want to achieve the same end result. We'll adjust weekly or daily even our blend of flours to get it to how we want it to be. Kate is my wife. She started the business with me, and she runs the whole retail side of things.
I was a teacher. I'd never started a business. Chris had started a couple other businesses. He just knew how much it would require of him to do it, and we wanted to make sure that, at least at the beginning of our marriage, we were really getting to know each other and giving each other our best. It's hard to do when you're pouring yourself into something like this, where it's like literally like a baby that you're trying to like get up off the ground. And so we decided together, like right when we got married, like let's start this company. He's so talented on the bread baking side, and he's a wonderful leader. And then I just naturally, because of a background in education, gravitated toward teaching customers about what we're doing and learning how to run the business, writing a schedule, writing checks. Here at the cafe, we are famous for our toast, 4 different types every single day. We've developed a pretty popular and big food menu. We're doing breakfast stuff and then also lunch menu. So sandwiches, soup, salad, we do everything from scratch. The bread rack's gonna get filled up with loaves of bread. We do that Wednesday through Sunday. We only sell them the day of. And then there is pastries. We specialize in croissants and fermented doughs, so we use that dough for danishes and Queen Amman as well. And then a lot of rotating seasonal pastries.
Joel is our bread production manager. He focuses on blending flours, adjusting water levels. Today he's actually mixing our bread doughs.
So how many loaves are you guys making in a day?
It varies. We're doing anywhere from 200 to 300 usually each day.
So 200 to 300 loaves a day, and you bake 4 or 5 days a week?
Yeah, we bake Wednesday through Sunday.
There's something about bread, because it has so few ingredients, it's a living organism essentially.
Exactly. And we get to watch it grow from nothing every day and see the full process in a couple of days' time. That's why I got into it, why I love it, and continue to do it.
That's really cool. So in each one of these bins, every time he's opening them up, it's almost like there's a surprise inside. The first one was like oatmeal. The second one was the cranberry and walnut.
Yep.
And then this is sprouted grains. And so what he's doing is he's layering the base dough on top of these add-ins to make, you know, all the different types of loaves that you produce.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Ferveri was previously owned by Fred Spompanato. He is my bread mentor. He's like one of the fathers of good bread in the country. And a couple years ago, he sat me down and said, basically, I'm gonna retire. I'd like to hand the business over to you, which was just a huge honor. So my wife and I purchased it for very little and have been running it since. It's a really cool, iconic spot in the city. We're working on opening a new facility in the Crossroads in Kansas City. And one of the things I'm really excited about is we'll actually be able to mill our own flour. We'll actually be able to take local grains and mill them in-house. So it takes that flour blending piece that we're really passionate about to another level. And we'll also be able to hopefully create some sort of infrastructure for milling in the city and distribute to other people who are wanting to get really good quality local flours. It's exciting to be pursuing that.